Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. And as you can see, once again, she's here all the time. We've got Paula from Grabo and Pink Tree Parties. Hello. How are you? Okay? I'm okay. You all right?
Yeah.
Good. I'm really glad you've come back.
Thanks. Glad to have me.
Hey.
Glad to have me.
That's
the wrong word.
Yeah, I'm glad to have me.
Yeah, that's not right.
You're glad that I'm glad to. Anyway,
yeah.
Let's just carry on. So, last time you were here, we talked about Christmas. Mm-hmm. And today we're going to talk about, well, I'm guessing,
what happens just after Christmas?
Just after Christmas, New Year. Are you all ready for Christmas?
Yeah.
Let's pretend we filmed that just before Christmas. Are you all ready for Christmas?
Get in there.
Excellent. Right. Yes, a New Year. What are we going to do?
Basically, just show our beautiful new Grabo balloons that we have for this 2022, obviously 2023 New Year.
This one's not behaving, is it?
It's not behaving. I don't know why it's not behaving. I did it on fabric ribbon deliberately so it'd behave. It's like never work with children and animals, never work with balloons.
I know. I mean, you've messed up there, haven't you, for the last 15 years?
I know. Again, the joy with these things is I'm trying to show helium saving ideas again. The massive big balloon we've got there has got 60 individual pumps of air in it.
Okay.
So you've got only probably half filled with helium,
yeah.
if that, and then the rest is just topped up with air. So for the one night, it'll still last for several weeks anyway, but for one night it's going to be absolutely perfect, but you're just saving that helium.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, on this one, all air base, just the helium topper.
All right, okay.
On the new champagne bottle.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do a little mix of air fill and helium fill display for you today as well, just to inspire the viewers into...
Excellent.
Getting into New Year festivities.
All right, let's do it. I say let's do it. You do it. I watch.
In true Blue Peter style.
I was just in the office a minute ago. Nothing to do with any of this. They were telling cheese jokes. Do you know any cheese jokes?
No.
What did the cheese say when it looked in the mirror?
I don't know.
Hello, me.
Oh, good God. This is why I don't do
what
cheese jokes.
What's a pirate's favourite cheese? These are not mine. Cheddar.
See, I was thinking Gouda, but I didn't know how I was going to actually work into it.
The old one. What's the only cheese that's made backwards?
I don't know.
Edam. It's made backwards. We've lost everybody.
I'm going to say I'm completely the straight man in all of these.
All right, so you've done a base.
I have done a little base, so it's just two straightforward 4-balloon clusters.
Just tied together,
sand weight at the bottom. Nothing terribly exciting, but I'm going to pick out the colours of a couple of the balloons that we've got. So this is a new champagne bottle.
Yep, that's different to that one.
Different to the one that we've got there.
It's kind of
we've
gold
still got
and black.
We've still got the stars, we've still got the gold and black, but we have got a bit more colour in this with the greens and the pinks and the blues.
Very nice.
So just put a little 160 ribbon at the bottom of there. I'm just going to tie that into the centre. So basically, with all airfill things that we do, you start off with a similar kind of style of doing that, really. Yeah. Keeps it nice and secure. You can chuck it around. It's not going to fall apart.
And like you said, the last time you're here, it takes a little bit more time. It's much quicker to do helium, but it takes a little bit more time. So in theory, you should really charge more for airfill than you should for helium.
Should charge considerably more. I mean, when we go around doing the Grabo demo days, I mix with a whole group of different people from different ways of doing business, from ones that are just home-based, ones that have got shops, ones that have got bigger decorator things, ones that work from units. And I'd say your airfill balloon stacks, marquees, whatever you want to call them, there's such a variant in price. Not just regional, just in between people that come in and talk to me on a day. Some of them will say that their balloon stacks with one number will start from like $12.99. Well, to me, I'm horrified because that's way too cheap for the amount of time it takes to do it.
Yeah.
But it is that mentality of, it's just air filled. It doesn't cost an awful lot. Yeah. But the perceived value is high. So I'm a big believer in properly timing yourself, how long it takes to inflate everything, how long it takes just to tie the ends on them, get everything together. Because I think people will be surprised actually what it will cost them to do.
We've got our pricing tool on the website, balloonmarket.co.uk, and the pricing tool is in resources or somewhere. And that's rubbish, isn't it? Resources or somewhere. But it's a spreadsheet, and I didn't understand it when I first learned about it. and that hopefully makes it a bit easier.
There's resources out there, so say anything that you can use, be it yourselves or just any training courses.
Absolutely.
Job costing and pricing for profit is something that I think is crucial to every business, because without it, you're not going to make profit, you're not going to survive.
Yeah.
You might have a little bit of money in your bank account and in your pocket, but when you actually work out the fact that you've used electricity, which is stupid at the moment, prices are going up all the time, everybody has overheads. And I think when I'm talking to quite a lot of the girls when they're new to the industry, they kind of go, oh, well, I'm going to do it from home, I've not got any overheads.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of still have.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're still going to need insurance, you're going to need your public liability insurance. If you're working from home, you'll have extra home insurance to pay. There's loads of things to consider.
And you have the heating on when you are at home.
Heating, electrics, water, everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you use the toilet more?
When you're at home? I would imagine so.
Exactly.
So these are just two new
Very
little
nice.
18-inch foils.
I like that a lot.
Holographic, nice and sparkly, nice and bright. So we've still got on that the black and the silver theme, but you are introducing the colours. So I'm trying to pick out the colours in the Happy New Year on the champagne bottle.
Okay.
And then we have our big beast.
Yes.
Now again, this has been partly helium filled. You can still see there's lift in there. But we have got 50 individual hand pumps of air in it as well. Yeah. So again, you've got a huge chunk and volume of just pure air. So you're not using anything like what it actually says. Because on the back of all the Grabo packets now, if we've got the new packets like that, we do have the helium
let me have a look.
Quantities. So you can see at the back exactly what the helium usage within them.
This one, the glitter hollow balloon, has got a gas capacity of 0.028 cubic meters.
Which is about two 11-inch latex.
Okay.
So you can easily do the calculation if you want to do it up to cubic feet, because a lot of people are still imperial rather than metric.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the new Grabo balloons have all got the packaging with the helium on there. So you know for your costing how much helium you would be using if you were full helium.
Nobody can see you at the moment.
That's okay. That's good. I'm just taping up a valve because I've got that little valve there. So knowing that helium information is really useful, because then you can properly do your job costing.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say is, even if we are partially air filling, we would still job cost as if it was full helium.
Yeah.
We'd never make a allowances for the fact that we're putting air in there, because the physical act of putting air in there takes you longer than just using a hand pump. So I'm going to move this down, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to the top of my bottle. Now it does have a little tying point. So depending on how tall you are going to want this to be.
So what do you normally do on New Year?
On New Year, I usually get up very, very, very early, start the day. It's like that horrible thing. It's kind of like when you're in the party industry, you miss out on so many parties that everybody else are going to. So we do loads of prep on that week in between Christmas and New Year. New Year tends to be, we have the shop open for only a very limited amount of time for anyone picking up and doing collections. And we just prep for all the corporate jobs, venues that we've got. By the time we finally get home, it's usually just in time for everybody to start their celebrations. And then you kind of run home, throw yourself in the shower, quickly get changed, look at the bed longingly for a good 30 seconds, thinking, I just want to lie down because my feet are killing me. And then go out and pretend to be really happy and excited for the next few hours, whilst just desperately wanting to go to sleep. But yeah, that's about as exciting as my life goes on these things.
Wow.
I think the only year we've actually celebrated New Year with the family without being shattered was over lockdown. Yeah. But obviously the one we weren't celebrating, it was all over Zoom, so it wasn't like it was a proper party.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not quite the same. And I do think anyone that gets into this industry thinking it's going to be amazing because they'll have all these parties will soon realise that your parties just don't tend to happen when you're in it. So I'm going to balance off my one down there by just attaching this onto here. I would usually use my glue tape. I have only brought dashes with me today because I'm a bit of an idiot. So I'm hoping this is going to work, and I'm going to turn back, which I know I really shouldn't do.
Fingers crossed.
So I'm just going to try and put that at a similar kind of angle to down there. See where I need to attach my tape. And I'm going to try and make sure I'm going across the seam as well, because I don't want it just on this seam that's then going to move. I kind of want to get both parts of it. So I'm just going to put a few coming down. This has gone a little bit soft as this balloon, I suspect, because it's got a bit colder in here.
It's the joy of air conditioning.
I know. So where's that going to end? Where am I going to stop it? Probably one more coming down. So now we just have to pray that rather than one continuous stripe like I'd usually do, we'll be okay with just little dashes. Obviously you don't need to stick an extra one on, it can just have the one at the bottom. I'm just going extra Grabo New Year.
So if people want to know more about pricing,
yes,
you've obviously got your online training.
Yeah.
Do you talk about that on there?
Yeah, we do. I've got a video that we did on a live from earlier, well, a few months ago, that was all on job costing and pricing.
All right, cool.
There's also an article on there all about it where you can just basically listen to me as I've typed out this job costing article explaining it all, trying to break it down to make people realise that it's not like if you work at Tesco where you get paid if you're just going to make up a coffee. You don't get paid unless you're making that display. Yeah. And to do that, you've got to make sure you've job costed that out so that you're actually making the correct profit from it. And it is just one of those things that I think people just don't think about the time as much as they possibly could do. Yeah.
So if I wanted to learn that, where do I go to your online training?
My online training is pinktreeparties.co.uk/training, and it's got the two options on there. And I say it's just a membership site where you've got access to everything. And I also try and encourage people, if they are unsure about job costs, to send them to me, and I can go through them on an individual basis. So it's one of these things I want people to feel confident. If they're going to be in my little group and mentored by me, I want them to feel very comfortable and confident that they can ask anything and get the answers.
That's very good.
Because people making business is good for all of us. Yeah. We don't want everything devalued. If you had a display like that and somebody was selling it out for a tenner, that's not good for Grabo, that's not good for the latex manufacturers, it's not good for you guys as wholesalers, it's not good for the decorators that are selling it correctly. Yeah. So you kind of just need to keep prices as they should be. So I am quite passionate about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do lecture quite a bit. So the extra bits that you add on are completely up to you. You decide exactly what you're going to be doing to make things
and these are all
extra.
Grabo foils?
All little Grabo mini foils, and these are in the holographic silver and the holographic gold as well. They do these in all colours. The rose gold ones and the Tiffany blue are just beautiful in the holographics.
And did you heat seal these? You did?
All heat sealed, yep. So these are little 4-inch stars. And I say I'm just using the stars just to pick out the stars in the design, really. Yeah. I'd usually use 3 points to stick them on. On this one, I've only actually got the 2, so it'll be a little bit wobbly. And I say, when it's a little bit warmer, when it's not mid-December and cold out there, it's a little bit better. Because you can't. I
thought you were blaming the air conditioning for a second.
No, never. But I say, winter is a time when balloons and any type of adhesive just don't necessarily want to work quite as well as they would do in the, I'd say, hot summer months, but it's not been particularly hot summer months recently.
Although I have to say, last week, it's not really mid-December, everybody. It's the beginning of November. It's November the 1st. Last week, the guys were having their lunch outside. It was 20 degrees. So the last week of October.
And yet today, it's been hailing.
It has been hailing, you are right.
So yes. These are just my little Grabo minis.
Yeah. I can't believe it's going to be 2023.
I know. I do think we should get a free year back for lockdown, to be fair. We lost an entire year of doing nothing. I think we should just have a free year. So we should all be a year younger.
That'd be good.
That would be amazing.
I'd be happy with that.
I don't think my daughter would be. But yes, I'd quite like that.
So you're obviously getting on a bit now. So what has been your favourite age to be?
30s.
Really? Why?
I loved my 30s. Even though I had the kids and they were running me ragged, and had started Pinktree. 30s was just a great age, certainly I think for a girl or a woman. Because in your 20s, you've got the body and you've got the face, everything's kind of looking okay, but you haven't got the confidence or ability in yourself to know what you're doing. So you're a screwed up mess in the head. In the 40s, your head knows exactly what it's doing, but your body's failing you dismally. So in the 30s, it kind of all comes together where everything kind of works. So you've got the confidence and you're still not looking that bad. So it's okay, 30s.
It's interesting. I saw a TikTok the other day and it was talking about how the years that people are happiest are in their 50s plus. So you're not there yet. You're going to be really, really happy in a couple of years.
I can't imagine enjoying my 50s, to be fair, as much as my 30s, because this face and body aren't going to get any better unless it actually go under anything else.
50s are good. I enjoy 50s.
You enjoyed 50s?
I'm enjoying 50s. I've not enjoyed them yet.
You're really not that old.
I actually am. I'm in my 60s. I just look really, really good for my age.
It's just amazing products. I need to get a list of them later on. So I'm basically just faffing now, and that is the problem, I'd say. When you're playing about doing new designs, you do kind of get a bit carried away and need to know when to stop, because otherwise you spend ages just faffing.
But then once you've got it, once you've faffed once, you take a picture of it, you've got your formula.
Absolutely. Well, what
you know where you're at.
Yeah, what I try and recommend to people to do on classes is to take photographs throughout the whole creation.
Yeah.
So take one when it's just the champagne bottle on a base with the helium.
Okay.
Take one when it's just a champagne bottle, put that down there, just have one of those, and then you've got different levels, so that if your client comes to you and they sees that whole thing and they go, oh, that's amazing, and you tell them a price and they go, oh, it's more than we wanted to spend, you can show them
what it looks
well, we
like,
could do it at this for that price or this for that price, and you can scale it through for them.
It's a really good idea.
So I think taking photos throughout when you're doing a play day are really useful, and even if you've got the opportunity of your clients turning around and saying, here's a budget of £150, £200, what can you create? Again, take photos throughout it, and then you've got all the evidence and you've got a lot of promotional and products there to show others.
Excellent.
So the great thing with playing with the Grabo balloons is obviously I get the new products in, and then I can just test them, pop them, see what I can do with them, see how I can change them and make them into different things. And I love that. I think everyone should just invest. I was chatting to Alex about it earlier. Just invest a little bit of time into themselves and into their business by just putting some money down to a marketing expense, a promotional expense, and just playing with products.
Exactly, yeah.
I think it's so crucial to keep you inspired in this industry. And just see what happens, because some things don't work. And they're the great things that when they don't work, because then you work out what to do next time.
That's the thing, though. People sometimes think that that's a waste. So you're, wasting balloons by using them, even though you're not going to sell them. You're just experimenting. But it's training.
But if you're using them for promotional purposes, if you're then taking photographs every step of the way, you've suddenly got a product, and it's there for a reason.
Exactly.
So I'm going to stop now because I am just playing.
That's wonderful.
And I don't know exactly how much we can see in that.
Don't worry. Let's put this on the table so at least we can see the detail there.
Take out the camera up there as we do.
It's all right.
Yeah, so it's a very simple design. It's nice and tall, it's nice and wow. Obviously, that is helium.
Yeah.
But it's still going to float for quite a while. It's still going to get a week up to 2 weeks out of it.
Yeah.
The air-filled things would last right the way through. So if you've got venues that are going to be celebrating New Year, you could just do the smaller bit on an air-filled and have it as promotional for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just try and get it out there. But
cool.
I say with the Grabo balloons, these new ones, the fact they all tie together beautifully and it's all nice and bright and colourful and holographic, it's sparkly.
It is very sparkly. Happy 2023. Anyway, Paula, thank you.
No problem.
So much for that. Now, as a guest on BMTV, you get to ask everybody the question of the week.
And the only question that's going to be fitting really today is what is your New Year resolution?
Oh, okay. All right. Good one. Very original.
Very original. I know I'm really not original. You've been telling me cheese jokes. Honestly, I've got no original thoughts in my brain now.
Those cheese jokes were fantastic. All right. Question of the week. What is your New Year resolution? Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Paula, thank you again.
Thank you, Greg.
And thank you, everybody, for what. Let me move this out of the way. I can't do the outro without that. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon, and you'll be notified every time we upload a new show. And check us out on Instagram as well. Take care, have fun, be happy. See you all next week. Bye.